So over the past 3 years, I've spent millions of dollars on meta ads and even built my own AI ad optimization software. And through all of that, I've discovered the best way for you to structure meta ads so you can get the highest possible return on your investment. Now, to be honest, I was not the biggest fan of this strategy specifically, but after lots and lots of testing and even building a software specifically for Facebook marketers, I've officially changed my mind. So if you're struggling with budget allocation, scaling issues, audience overlap, or even poor performing ads, then the strategy I'm using right now will completely negate all of that by playing into Meta's new algorithm and taking advantage of AI ad optimization technology. So if you can sit still for just a few minutes, you'll literally be able to copy and paste the exact meta ad structure that we're using right now. It's going to allow you to make the most amount of money from your ads. So jumping into this brand new test ad account that I just created, we're going to start off by creating 3 separate campaigns. Now, if you watch my Facebook ads, you know that this is mainly about B2B sales call funnels. So we're going to create them for lead gen campaigns. We're obviously going to hit manual leads campaign, and we're going to call this direct response phase 1 creative testing. Now, once we have that created, we're going to go ahead and create another campaign. Again, let's just call it leads for simplicity's sake here. Make sure it's manual leads campaign. And here we're going to call this direct response phase 2 audience testing. So we now have 2 campaigns created, but that is not enough. We're going to need to create one more, and this one will be direct response phase 3 scaling. So now that we have these 3 campaigns created, I'm going to jump into my Miro board here to explain to you the actual strategy and structure behind it. So again, you see we have the creative testing, we also have the audience testing, and we have the scaling. Now it's important to note that the creative testing is going to be ad set budget optimization, meaning we're going to be spending money at the actual ad set level here and here. The audience testing is also ad set budget optimization. So again, we're going to be spending money on the ad set level. And then the scaling campaign is going to be campaign budget optimization, meaning that we're going to be spending money at the campaign level. And we don't care how much Meta spends on each of the ad sets. All we care about is that it gets us the cheapest cost per result. So jumping back into the ad account, the way you're going to actually do that is you're going to hit edit. And as you see, for phase 1 creative testing, we have the campaign budget toggled off. So we're going to leave that the same. The audience testing also has this turned off, so we're not going to touch that. However, on the scaling campaign, we're actually going to come and we're going to need to turn this on. And as you see, this now gives you the ability to put the budget at the campaign level, where you can clearly see Meta will distribute your budget across the ad sets to get more results. Now, you might be asking yourself, why do we actually want to have 3 separate campaigns? And what's the difference? Like, why do we have creative testing, audience testing, and scaling? And if you're asking that, great question. Whenever we jump into a brand new ad account, the first thing we want to do is actually jump into the creative testing section. And here we're going to start playing with different creatives. And ultimately, the most important part of this is making sure that we find the right messaging that resonates with our audience. Now, to further show you what I mean by that, here we're taking a peek inside of my software company at some ads that we are running. And as you can see, we have 2 ads, 2001 and 2002, and you can clearly see that both of these ads are bringing in the exact same cost per lead and cost per appointment on the front end. But when we start tracking things like how many people actually cancel, you can see this ad has almost a 50% cancellation rate compared to this one. So it went from $32 an appointment to $41, and this one jumped from $32 an appointment to $54. And then if we also take a peek at the show up rates, this one had 100% of people actually show up to the call, while this one had a 90%, further driving the cost discrepancy between ads. And when we sit and actually take a peek at the qualified rate, meaning how many people that show up to the call are qualified enough to receive an offer from our business, 92% from this ad were qualified, whereas this one only 76% were qualified. And what was once $32 an appointment equal on the front end is now $44.94 per qualified appointment compared to $80 a qualified appointment. So what does this mean for you as a marketer? The messaging that you use in your ad has a direct correlation in the number of people that show up to the call, as well as the number of people that are actually qualified to come and work with you in your business, which is why we go heavily in the creative testing early on an ad account, because we really want to test different messaging. We want to test different ads, and we really want to get a feel for what type of ad and what type of messaging actually attracts our qualified prospect. And the only way to do that is by comparing creative ads side by side. So again, in here inside of our creative test, that is why we're spending money at the ad set level, because we want to force Meta to spend equal amount of money across ad sets so we can test ad 001 against ad 002. And like I just showed you, just because things have equal cost per appointment on the front end does not mean that the back end metrics don't drive a significant wedge between each other. So this is specifically why we want to validate the messaging and validate the ad in our creative testing campaign. Now, once we finish running our creative test, let's say 1001 is the winner and 1002 sucks, what we're then going to do is we're going to take 1001 and we're going to duplicate it inside of our scaling campaign, where again, here we're spending money at the campaign level, so I don't care how much Meta's spending on each ad set. I've already validated that the messaging actually works and attracts our qualified prospect, because again, I ran it at the creative test, spending money on each ad set individually. It's also important to note that the creative test, we don't actually change out the audience whatsoever. The audience always stays the same. The only thing that we're changing is going to be the creative, which is why we have campaign number 2, which again is our audience testing campaign, because here we can take winning ads that we already know are winning, and instead of changing the ad as the variable, then we can change the audience as a variable to see and identify, can we actually find a new audience that'll bring us better results compared to our original audience. Now, some of the best audiences you can try are going to be things like lookalike audiences, custom audiences, retargeting audiences, and things of the nature. And I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on audience testing specifically because I have a whole entire video. You can find the link in the description down below. But again, to summarize, early on, I really want to spend a lot of attention on the creative testing. I want to test out different ads. I want to test out different messaging, and I want to track full funnel conversions using a tool like AdCong so I can identify exactly what ads are attracting qualified people into our sales funnel. Once I have all of that data, I can then duplicate those into the scaling campaign, and then I can also play around with audience testing to again see if we can further beat our cost per appointment by swapping out new audiences. Now, I do want to mention a quick caveat. Creative testing is not for every type of sales funnel. This is really going to be for like a high ticket VSL where the purchase cycle is quicker than one day, where they see the ad, they go on the ad, and then they buy online like a traditional e-com store. In this type of sales funnel, we really do have to wait 7, 14, 30 days until we get the lead and they actually purchase, which means there's going to be a time discrepancy between the date someone opted in and the date they purchased, meaning Meta themselves won't be able to optimize for the highest quality because they don't have that data and they don't capture that data. And even if you do send the data back through a software tool like AdCong, it still does take around 30 days for you to send that data back and for Meta to start optimizing it. So again, that's why we're going super heavy on the creative testing early on, because we really want to identify what messaging and what style of ads resonate with our core audience. Now, once you have this pretty well ironed out and you know exactly what type of messaging works, there comes a point where you don't even really need to be spending that much on the creative testing. Every time you're running new ads, you can just plop it into the scaling campaign with the campaign budget optimization turned on. But it's important to note that here we do not want to reinvent the wheel. We're going to take messaging that we already know works, and we're just going to try to build new ads around that messaging, which completely eliminates uncertainty and are we attracting unqualified people or not. Now, take a look inside of this ad account. As you can see, from basically May till the end of October, we spent $239,000. We generated 8,473 leads, and we stabilized the cost per lead at around $28.26 a pop. Now, this campaign specifically used Advantage Campaign Budget Optimization or Campaign Budget Optimization, whatever you want to call it. And as you can see, we only needed 2 winning ads here for Meta to take it and run with it. This one spent $92,591 and generated 3,468 leads at $26 a pop. And the second best performing one spent $59,014. It generated 2,134 leads at $27.65 a lead, which means literally for 6 entire months, Meta wanted to spend most of the budget on these 2 ads right here. And it did such a good job that it generated thousands and thousands and thousands of leads under $30 a lead consistently, again, by leveraging Meta's new Advantage Campaign Budget Optimization. Now, a quick caveat to mention, one very important thing you need to do if you run a sales call VSL funnel and you have offline conversions happening is you need to take these offline conversions and send them back to the ad account so that the ad account's AI machine learning model understands exactly what type of people become a lead and what type of people make it all the way to the end of the sales funnel and end up purchasing with you. Now, the best way to do that is going to be by using our software AdCong. Full shameless plug. I don't even give it It is one of the best softwares on the market for anyone who runs VSL call booking funnels. It has native integration with Go High Level, and the way it works is like this. You'll go ahead, you'll integrate your account. It then starts tracking all of your conversions for you. Again, things like cost per show, cost per offer, cost to acquire a customer, ROAS, closing ratio, and more. It then packages all of this data up and it sends it back to the machine learning AI model without having to write any code, 100% done for you. And when you do that, Facebook will also allow you to unlock new types of optimization, such as conversion optimization or ROAS optimization, where it says right here, it'll optimize ad delivery to show ads to people most likely to make a conversion purchase of a specified value, such as purchases over $50. And again, because we actually identify how much money you collected from these leads, and then we send that back to the ad account's AI model knows exactly what type of people spend the most amount of money with you. So when you turn this on, it's literally going to be targeting the people that are most likely to spend the maximum amount of cash with you, which is absolutely crazy when you really think about it. Like, Meta's AI machine learning models and ad platform has gotten so good over the past several years that, like, I still can't comprehend and believe the level of technology that's available to any marketer right now. It's crazy. And again, another quick visual to help you understand how this actually works. If you were to run ads compared to your competitor who is not going to be training AI machine learning model on offline conversion data, obviously their ads would not really know who to target because it hasn't been trained on this data. So their ads are going to find people that are not ideal customers, and eventually they will find it. But your ads, because again, you're training this machine learning model on true conversion data, right out of the gate know exactly who you're targeting because it has the data and it knows what types of people actually purchase from you. And again, this isn't some bullshit marketing bro science claim. It's literally recommended by Meta for you to get the best results from your ads, is to send full production data back to the ad account so you can train it on the full funnel conversion. And over time, the more data you actually send back, the more the ad account knows exactly who your ideal customer is. And when you pair that with Advantage campaign budget optimization, as well as Advantage plus audience, you're literally giving Meta as much control as possible and leveraging the full extent of their AI machine learning models to run your ads for you. And guys, the proof is right here. I could not beat this ad. We spent $92,000 on this ad, generated 3,468 leads at $26 a pop in literally just 6 months. So again, to summarize, because I know I kind of threw a lot at and I want to make sure that it's all succinct at the end of this. To start off, we're really going to be putting a lot of our attention inside of the creative testing campaign, where here we really just want to identify what ads and what messaging attracts the highest number of qualified appointments into our sales funnel. Once we figure that out, then we can start playing around with the scaling campaign, where here we spend money at the actual campaign level, which again leverages AI and Meta's new algorithm to purchase ads for you. It'll distribute the ad budget as it sees fit, with its main objective to bring you the most amount of volume. And in order for this to be as efficient as possible and to see the highest return on your investment when putting money inside of your Meta ads, you want to be using a tool like AdCong that helps track all of your conversions. It helps train these AI machine learning models and ultimately helps you lower ad costs by at least 21%. So if you'd like to check out our software company AdCong, feel free to check out the link in the description down below. However, if you want more free value, I actually shot and recorded a 2-hour Meta ads course right here, where we go over way more than just campaign structure. We go over my past winning ad examples. We go over winning funnels that I'm running right now. We go over targeting. We go over pixel installation, how to scale ads and ad accounts, and literally so much more. So if you'd like to see some behind the scenes content where I literally gatekeep nothing, then check out that video right there, and I'll see you on the inside.